Bonjour, my royal friends. This is Princess Diane von Brain Fried with more tips for your royally happy life. Today, I'd like to talk to you about an issue that arose with me when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I write about it in my book, Bonjour Breast Cancer, I'm Still Smiling. There's a link somewhere on my either website or Instagram, wherever you are, you can find it. But this is really an important concept, and it has to do with how to handle the fear. Now, obviously, this works in any situation where you have fear, and certainly not just breast cancer diagnoses. But this was one of the biggest monsters that I tackled when I was first diagnosed. And I said to myself, I need to figure this out. And I go to the School of Practical Philosophy. I've been going for at least 10 years online. It's a wonderful school, the New York School. And we talk about that nothing can can last in the face of sustained thinking. So I put on my thinking cap, which is really my tiara, and I said to myself, I have to do some major sustained thinking here to figure out, how do I handle the fear? And after a few days of smoke coming out of my tiara, there's a regulator here, I realized that this was one of the things. I had two ones. One I often talk about, you might have heard me say, that if I let cancer steal my joy, then I've died while I'm still alive. And I do that all the time. I say to myself, I don't want to die while I'm still alive, so I'm not going to let it steal my joy. But another one that I don't talk about so much is the idea of being in the present moment. But I'm expanding on the concept because you'll hear that for everything, present moment. And it's so true. Being in the now is like the only place you can be or you should be. Otherwise, you're wasting your life. But let me calibrate that a little bit. This is what I said to myself. Be focused on today. And not only that, that's all anyone has. Nobody, the youngest person, the healthiest person, the Olympic athlete, they don't really have any more time than we do philosophically, because nobody knows the future. Nobody knows if they're going to be around the next day, the next moment. No one knows. So essentially, even though I had a breast cancer diagnosis, I had everything that everyone else has. I have this moment, and no one has any more in this moment. No one has any guarantees other than this moment. And that was so liberating to me, because instead of looking in the future, I know at the time I was so worried because I didn't have grandchildren at the time. And I was worried, well, will I die before that? I'll never meet them or whatever. You know what? This was really plaguing me. Will I go on? I have so much more I want to do. I have now, and that's all that anyone has. And that's all that you have is now. So don't waste your wonderful life that you have worrying, because you have now, and you have as much as everyone else on the planet. And you know what? Even if it looks dire, miracles, I told this to myself, which is true, miracles happen every day. Every single day, someone comes up with a new answer to an issue, to a diagnosis, to a problem. Every single day, there's a breakthrough. So all is not lost. Okay? Hold that in your heart. I love you. Mwah. Ta-ta for now.